So I am about to head off on a 3-day road trip with my motorbike buddies, and what I'm going to pack the bike with is the Kriega 40 litre combo, which is a 20 litre tail pack and two 10 litre tail packs that get strapped to the side of it. This video is about how it works. I've already tested this 40 litre combo by Kriega on a previous trip, which was a 3-day trip, just like the one I'm going on. And I did make a few tweaks to how I packed it then, and this is what I have settled on as the way I like to pack them. The centre one is the 20 litre, and that goes on the seat of the bike. And I figure that's the best place to put the heavy stuff. So all of my GoPro stuff, if I happen to be taking GoPro stuff, that'll go in the centre. And also my tyre repair kit and some extra tools, just specific stuff to my bike, like the rear wheel nut socket is quite a unique size. And if I'm out in the middle of nowhere, not every mechanic's going to have it. I also have an insulated drinking bottle, and that has got, I guess, about half ice, half cold water in it. The zipper pocket on top of the 20 litre tail pack, I'm just putting stuff that I might want easy access to, like a tyre pressure gauge. Winter gloves, because I'm headed to Tenterfield and the weather can be quite chilly. And also just a spare buff. Now, the two side packs are the 10 litre tail packs, and they are kind of packed to get the best balance, I guess. So on one side, I have shoes and toiletries and some obligatory snacks. I'm a vegan, so I like to make sure I've got a bit of extra protein powder or protein bars with me. And I've also got a puffy jacket again, because it's Tenterfield I'm going to, and it can be just a little bit chilly. Also in the other 10 litre pack, I've got my tablet, a Bluetooth speaker just for chilling out in the evenings, and all of my clothes are packed in that travel pack. I don't really use, well, not yet anyway, the top pockets on these 10 litres. I guess I could, I just don't have anything else I need to take. If I was going for longer than 3 days, I guess that would be when I'd start using them. But with what I'm taking here, the packs are firmly packed, but they're not overpacked, and I think if I needed to take anything else, I could probably squeeze it in. So my SuperSport has a seat cowl, which I've taken off because I really don't like the idea of the tail pack scuffing on the paint. And even though I could probably put some non-slip matting or something between it, I just don't want the hassle of that, so I just take it off. And I don't do that many overnight trips or take the tail pack that often that it really becomes a hassle. Then the 20 litre, it gets attached to the pillion seat. Now, with the SuperSport at least, we have these little luggage loops that are already attached underneath the seat, and the Kriega comes with these 4 straps on every tail pack. These are the straps that are used to strap everything down, and they just easily hook into, well, easily when you have 2 hands. I'm not sure I would call it quite so easy while I'm holding the GoPro. There we go. Yeah, so they just slip through, and obviously you tighten the packs down that way. So I've done all the others. One thing that I shouldn't have to mention, I guess, but because it's happened to 2 people, one of them being me, sometimes you can kind of get a little bit hasty and end up strapping the Kriega to itself, because it's got these straps which we'll be using to attach the 10 litre tail packs to. So I would just do a double check around to make sure that all 4 of the straps are actually attached to your luggage straps and not just to the Kriega itself. So I've cinched down the 20 litre onto the seat so it's nice and firm. Now it has these little tabs just on the underside of it, the ones I warned you not to strap itself to. So I've got my 10 litre, and what I've done is strap it to the 20 litre. But I've left these straps long enough so that when I bring this 10 litre pack up to the side, and then I can bring its straps around to the top of the 20 litre and grab those loops. Again, this is easier if you're not using a GoPro at the same time. So that's the concept there, and then obviously they will get cinched down as well. I'll set the other one up and then give you a closer look. So I've got both of them on now. It might have seemed a bit counterintuitive why I'd put the bottom straps on first for these 10 litres, and really it just feels less awkward than trying to strap it at the top and then get underneath and try and see what you're doing there. I think if you get them up, the bottom straps up, and then you're really just rolling the 10 litre up to the top, and it makes it so much easier to get it attached. Another thing that's probably worth mentioning is, personally I prefer to have the openings toward the back of the bike. It just makes it easier for access, at least for me, and I hate the feeling of this buckle in my back. So it's a lot more comfortable. Even though there still are some loops on this one, they don't seem to bother my back as much. I'm not jammed up in there. There's still plenty of room. If you're a bigger human, and depending on the bike you have, of course, you might want to, just play around with repositioning this so that you feel like you've got enough space, or maybe this system just isn't for you. But that's pretty easy. Like, it takes just 2 or 3 minutes to get it loaded up. I'm going to go once over again and make sure everything's cinched the way I like it, and then I'll tie off the straps with the little, what do you call them? Just little clips. So that's all tidied up and ready to go. I've got all the loose ends of the straps kind of tucked in, so hopefully they won't flap around. I don't know if you noticed that, but that's just a buckle for a strap, a shoulder strap. There's not really anywhere to tuck that, so I don't know, it's just going to stay where it is. But yeah, that's pretty much how it looks. And how it looks is really, honestly, one of the reasons why I chose this rather than getting panniers for the SuperSport. And there are some beautiful looking panniers for this bike, but they are so wide, and I don't like the look of that. And I also think it's probably going to be a little tricky for me to kind of get it into tight spaces, especially when you're parking with other bikes you're travelling with. But this is nice and neat and streamlined. I know that when I'm riding with it, it doesn't kind of obscure my vision, or it can virtually not even see them in the rearview mirrors. So yeah, I like this system, and I'll also give you a bit of a road report too as we head out to Tenterfield. So we've arrived at Tenterfield. It's a little fresh, but it's not really cold. We're staying at Henry's Cottage, which is really gorgeous. And I'm happy to say that the Kriega 40 litre combo stayed on my bike. It didn't really move around, certainly didn't come unstuck. I did feel it under braking. I felt it just sort of sliding into my back a little bit, but that might be more to do with my luggage mounts on the bike. But it didn't really threaten to come off at all, so I'm pretty happy that it was stable. What I did notice when we stopped to layer up, because it was getting cooler, is I needed to get a woolen jumper out of here, which was really easy. Accessing these side bags while it's all on the bike is really easy. But I had my winter gloves in here. I think I told you I was going to put them in the top pocket, but I changed my mind at the last minute and put them inside. And trying to get these clips undone was a little bit tricky. Not a nightmare, but it's just sort of a bit of a tight reach in there, so I kind of had to loosen off the 10 litre packs to be able to get that unclipped and clipped back up again. But other than that, it was really relatively convenient to get access to it. So that's all good. I think When I pull these off the bike and take them inside, it's not going to be in a single trip because I'm not that strong to carry all three of them. So that might be a bit of a downside. If you've got big hands and strong arms, maybe you can handle all three at once. But I'll be making 2 trips. Getting them off is pretty much the reverse of putting them on. So just loosen off the straps and then unhooking it from the top. Just kind of let it fall down a little and unhook from the bottom. And there it is. So I'll carry in the 2 10 litres and then come back for the 20. There's not much to say about getting the 20 litre off. It's just like getting any tail pack off. Just loosen these up. Actually, I just noticed they were a little bit loose, so maybe that's why it was sliding into my back a little while I was riding. On the way home, I'll just double check that and see if I get that same phenomenon under braking, feeling like this is sliding into me a little bit. But yeah, getting this off is pretty basic. Well, while we're here, isn't he just beautiful in the afternoon sunlight? Love this bike. I'm back home now from Tenterfield. I actually got back home a couple of days ago, but I was pretty tired and just wanted to hang out with my husband, so I didn't record a final review until now. I really love this Kriega 40 litre combo. I think that it is my absolute go-to now for trips, whether they might just be 1 or 2 nights or they might be a little bit longer, but I think it's enough for me to carry everything that I need to, and I really like a lot of features about it too. By the way, the trip was fantastic. The roads are roads I haven't been on before, so it was a bit of an adventure. We kind of had a bit of everything. Dirt and freshly laid bitumen and beautiful twisty roads and rain and open farmland roads as well. It was really, really nice. Anyway, let me take you through what I liked specifically about the Kriega 40 litre combo. Number 1 that I liked is that there are no mounting brackets, which I really wouldn't want to keep them on the bike between road trips. And I wouldn't also want to be constantly taking them off and putting them back on each time I wanted to take a road trip. I also like that it's more narrow and streamlined than traditional panniers. So when I'm sitting on the bike, I could barely see the edges of the 10 litre packs in my mirrors. It was almost like I wasn't even aware that they were there. Kriega tail packs are also waterproof, so I never have to worry about the rain, and I did have rain, so that was all good. The weight is also, some of it at least, is on the seat, not hanging off the sides like with panniers. So I don't know if that's why I didn't really feel the impact or the effect of the weight on the bike's handling or on balancing it, which was great. The packs are also versatile. Like they come in so many different sizes that you can kind of put together whatever volume that you need for the trip that you're taking, and also use them individually, which is what I do all the time as well. They are quick to set up and unpack, less than 5 minutes really to load the bike. Now, they actually did not move or slide around on the bike as long as I had them cinched down properly. Like I mentioned before, when I got to Tenterfield, I realised that I hadn't re-cinched the 20 litre back down after taking something out of it, and that's why it kind of slid into my back under braking. But on the way home, I had it properly cinched down and it didn't budge. I think these packs look a bit sportier too than panniers, which is kind of a little bit more to my liking, and it's still easy enough to throw my leg over the bike and not have to do the weird leg in front of you jump through on the seat, or even to stand on the peg and throw your leg over that way. I didn't need to do that. I guess there are also things that I didn't like, not much though, but it's worth mentioning to you. One thing I didn't like was how tricky it is getting access into the 20 litre, which is the one that sits on the seat, while it's on the bike with the 10 litre bags attached. Now, all of the bags have pockets, which are really easy for quick access stuff that you need on route, and that's the way I would go. I think anything I needed to get quick access to, I'd pack into the pockets instead of trying to fish inside the bags. Getting the 3 packs into and out of motel rooms is also, well, I can't say I don't like it, because I think I'd still have to do a bit of lugging around if I had panniers anyway. But with 3 packs, it kind of meant that I was having 2 trips to unload the bike. Maybe I just need to do more push-ups, and then I can just stack and carry all 3 in one go, but that's really a minor issue. And they're the only 2 things that I kind of didn't love about the packs. Now, my friend Astrid has a SuperSport like I do, and she does use the panniers that Ducati made for our bikes, and she loves them. She keeps them on and doesn't seem to have any issues with them, with their width or anything like that. So I think that using something like this Kriega combo is definitely personal preference. There is no single best way. But I think the advantages, if this is the style of thing you like, the advantages are absolutely outweigh those 2 minor issues that I mentioned. So yeah, I love this Kriega combo. It absolutely is my style. And if you're like me and you're not really a fan of panniers or top boxes, this might be worth a try for you as well. Anyway, I hope the video was helpful for you. Whether or not you're planning on using these, I hope it gets you closer to a decision for how you do want to carry luggage on your bike. And if you already have a system that you like, I'd love to hear about it. Share it in the comments. I'll see you next time.